Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
And I'm number one fan, Tim.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
Last week, I almost had a falling down moment.
Like dizzy and falling down?
No, like Michael Douglas and falling down when he loses his shit and flips the fuck out.
Oh, really?
I almost had one of those at Target.
Really?
Yes.
You?
Yes.
I'm finding
I
it hard to
know,
believe.
me having an anger problem.
It's so hard
oh
to
my
believe.
God. I was walking up to the register and I was seeing, they only had 2 lanes open and I'm gauging which one I want to go to by the number of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there's 2 self-checkout lanes open. So the fucking teenage cashier's like, oh, right this way. I'm like, fuck.
I don't want to do myself.
I didn't want to do it myself because I get up there and I'm way more used to Walmart's self-checkout. You can almost picture it.
Are they different?
They're vastly different.
Okay, well, explain the differences.
Well, first off, Walmart's has a gray and blue color scheme and Target's is red. And Walmart has
shit.
And Target, you just walk up and you scan something. Whereas Walmart, you hit a button to start.
Push to start.
And then you scan. And at the end, you hit pay.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the option. Cash, charge, debit.
Yeah.
Target, you scan something, and I scanned my items, and then all that was left was bananas. At Walmart, I would set the bananas on the scanner scale, I would hit punch in code, and I would key in 4011, 411. It's burned into my brain forever. If I lose my mind after having a fucking massive stroke, I'll be sitting there melting. That'll be like the one thing I'll remember.
You know that code.
My brain remembers numbers like that. You know how my memory's fucking incredible.
Yes, it is.
So I walk up there and I'm like, oh shit, how do I add the item? And I'm looking, and for some reason, all these words are in front of me, but it's like I'm reading another language because I'm fucking tired. It's like 9:30 at night.
Okay.
And this little fucking cashier chick walks up, and she's like, oh, it's right here. So I'm sitting there, and I go to hit enter code, and I hit 4011. Nothing comes up. And
Well, it's a different store, different code, possibly.
We'll get there. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the hell? She's like, are you having an issue again? I'm like, yeah, I got to say that Walmart's system is far more intuitive. I'm like, bananas are 4011. She's like, oh, well, you got to hit this, and then this, and it's 8011. And I'm like,
No.
I'm like, oh, I guess I'm used to a different code. And then she says this, and this is what almost made me fucking punch her in the mouth. She goes, it's okay, sir. We all have our off days. Fuck you! Off day? Are you fucking serious? You live at your parents' house, and you're on their insurance, and I'm having an off day? Bitch, I work while you sleep, and I'm in charge of 80 people on average every night when I'm working while you sleep.
And they'll sneak into your room and inject you with drugs.
Right, I have 4 kids to keep track of. She can't even remember, like, her probably the most called 5 phone numbers in her goddamn contacts list.
That's hilarious.
And then I wrap it up, and I go to scan my card. I'm like, oh, God damn it. I'm just like, yeah. And I'm fucking stuck in my red card, and I punch the code, and I'm leaving. She's like, have a good day. And I wanted to be like, eat shit, you cunt. But I didn't. I held back.
That's probably a good thing.
And then I stood there, and I looked at the receipt. And at the end of the product code for Target system, bananas are 8011.
Yeah, well, I think every store does it differently.
Yes, but no. The 8011 is the item. It is called a DPCI. I forget what the DPC stands for, but the I is for item. That's how Target classifies every item in the store. It has a DPCI number. Menards has a SKU number, 7 digits.
Yeah.
Home Depot has a SKU number, 6 digits. Lowe's, 6 digits. You go to Cub, bananas, sticker on the fucking bananas from Dole or whoever they came from, 4011. It's a universal item number. I even Googled bananas 4011.
Does that really surprise you, though? Target is a Minnesota company, and they do shit. Just woohoo!
Walmart, bananas 4011. It's okay, sir. We all have off days. Oh my God, I want you to get the worst yeast infection you've ever had.
Look, am I seeing red or is the walls red? Because I'm about to kill you.
Well, they painted the walls like this weird fucking kind of tannish gray to make it seem more like a boutique. and they've changed the lighting, and they've made the produce section into something that you would see at like Kohl's, but with socks and jewelry instead of, apples and bananas.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, how presumptuous of you to assume that I'm having an off day when I said, Walmart's system is far more intuitive. Walmart's, I could figure out lickety split. I've used it hundreds of times. Cubs, a lot like Walmart's.
Yeah, you referenced a more familiar setting and system that you're used to.
And Target has recently changed it because the last time I did the self-checkout, the fucking menu was different.
I haven't been to a Target in quite a while. At least 4 or 5 months.
Well, don't go to the self-checkout if you do.
No, I don't. If I have one thing, I'll go to a self-checkout. If I have more than that, I go to the cash register, the cashier, because that's what I'm paying for. Paying for the goods and the service.
These are facts. And I thought to myself, as I was walking out, I thought about her face, which I glanced at only briefly. I'm like, with your level of attractiveness, is bitchy really the way to go?
Not good looker?
I would put her at like a 6, like a hard 6.
Okay.
And I doubt she's going to be a late bloomer where she becomes an 8. She's only going to gravitate towards a 6.5, maybe a 7, or go down to a 5.5 or a 5. It's only going to get worse or a tiny bit better.
I would say it depends on how much she drinks and parties.
Well, that, and I'm sure her her growth plates have formed together, and her face isn't going to somehow less resemble her own face. Plus, if she's got, like, underdeveloped titties, you know how, like, fat girls sometimes have really big tits, and they're big and round like watermelons, and they're nice, and you want to get slapped in the face with them?
Yeah.
And then other women are just chubby, and they have, like, those malformed mashed potato-y triangular tits that hardly form into a bra. It's just, like, the fat under their armpits is pushing out like a pyramid with a nipple on top.
I think it's more fat than it is breast at that point. Yeah.
Yes. That was her.
Ew.
So unless she's going to get implants, and yes, I'm nitpicking her level of attractiveness, which is very insensitive, but I don't fucking care. Like, don't assume that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I'm having an off day because I didn't know the code was 8011.
And you didn't even give me, like, more than 3 seconds to stare at the thing, because I'm just standing there looking at it, trying to figure it out. And then you came to my aid. Kudos for your customer service, but fuck you for your candor. It's okay, sir. We all have our off days. It just a fucking half genuine congenial cuntiness of the way she said that.
Yeah, like she's somehow better than you.
I almost went full on whatever the name of the crime family was from season 2 of Fargo. When the one brother beats the shit out of the other brother. Bear gets a whooping, and the older brother, who that used to be on that show with Gabrielle Anwar, Burn Notice.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, that guy's in that season 2 of Fargo show.
Josh. No, I can't remember his name.
I don't care who he is, but he pulls off his belt, and he tells his brother he's going to punish him. Because he's now the patriarch of the family because their dad had a massive stroke. Spoiler alert!
I've never.
So he says, he's like, so what's it going to be? The belt or the buckle? This big fucking hulk of a man with a beard, Bear, is what they call the brother. He goes, the buckle. Yeah, she almost caught the buckle. And I didn't even have a belt on. I would have taken somebody else's off just to fucking whoop her with it. Like, don't fucking assume that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Just let me be an old guy that's figuring things out. I'm sure that you have 19 apps on your phone that I've never heard of that you use constantly. But you're about to get a WhatsApp with my foot to your ass. Leave me alone. Can you think of any instance when you've had similar luck where you're just trying to figure something out and somebody jumps in and interrupts? You're like, oh, let me do that for you. And you're like, oh, fuck off!
Pretty much when my kids or when I'm playing video games, they walk up. It's like, no, Dad, do this. And they try to grab the controller from me. Or they just sit there and say, you should do this. I dare you to do that. Do that. Do this. It's like,
I dare you to do that? They say, I dare you to do that?
I dare you. It's like, I'm playing a video game. What do I fucking care if I drive off a cliff or whatever the hell?
Jesus Christ. I dare you is something you say when you see a person passed out in an alleyway. And I don't know what follows that or precedes it, but it's usually something latently homoerotic or that will get you in trouble with the law. Nothing's like, I dare you to go up there and ask him if he's feeling all right and needs medical assistance. Nobody ever asks those questions.
Yeah.
Like, I dare you to call 911 and have the paramedics come out and check this man to see if he's far too drunk so that he doesn't choke on his own vomit. And I dare you to roll him into the recovery position. That never happens.
No, doesn't.
No. So it's, I dare you to fucking pull your dick out on the bus.
Yeah, which I would never do.
Well, let's be frank. Who hasn't thought about pulling their dick out on the bus?
Touche.
Yeah, see? Yeah, it's just like, who hasn't tried to suck their own dick?
Not me.
Don't lie. You've never put your legs over your head?
No,
You've
I
never
can't.
tried
Do
to see
I
if you
look
could
like
reach?
I'm that limber to you?
You've never even tried to reach once?
Mm-mm. I've jerked off a lot, but I've never been like, ooh, I wonder if I can suck my own dick.
Well, how would you know unless you try?
Because it's not something I want to do.
How do you know? What if you reach and suddenly you're like, oh my God, I know exactly what I like, and I can do this. No more having an off day for the wife. I can finish myself.
Sorry, I am not agreeing with you on this at all.
That's fine, but just about every other guy I know has tried to suck their own dick at least once.
That's just wrong. This comes straight from a movie. Clerks.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that flick?
Yeah. And then he died he broke his neck and he died with his legs over his head.
He broke his neck.
Wow. He actually
Balls
made it.
resting on his chin. I think other times it's like I'm trying to tell a coworker something. It's like, no, this is how this is or whatever, for when we're going to pick up a detour or something. And they're just like, no, it's this. It's just like, no, it's this. And they're just like, I'm done. Just.
I have those
probably
moments.
As close as I've gotten.
I have those rage moments at work where somebody's trying to log into the computer and you have like your login name and then your password. And this person is saying to me, it won't let me log in. They type their password and then they type their password. I'm like, you got to put your login name at the top. Oh, geez. Thank you.
Oh, I'm just having an off day.
Yeah. No, but it takes me back to this time with this guy that I used to work with. We called him Moose. He was a big dumb animal. He used to fucking play college football. So clearly he suffered a number of head traumas. And he's goofy as fuck. He can rattle off these incredible book answers to questions. But when it comes to applying anything in life, it's like Edward Scissorhands trying to juggle balloons. I swear to Christ. And one time he's trying to go into our break room, which is, you get in there with a key. And he's going in there, and I'm sitting at the desk like 20 feet away watching. And he puts it in, he's trying to turn it. And I hear him like reaming on the door, trying to get the thing to go. I'm like, hey, meathead. Before you snap the goddamn key off in the lock, try the key next to the key you're using. Why would that be? Because you're using the wrong goddamn key. Is the key in the lock? Yeah. Is it turning? No. Why do you think that is? Because it's the wrong key? Yes, because it's the wrong fucking key. That's why I said that. The notches on the goddamn key match the pins in the tumbler, and until you have them all flush, the fucking cylinder won't turn. So switch keys. And then he does it, and he gets ready. He's like, oh.
It's amazing how some people
He's like, oh,
that
man.
out.
And then he went in there and stuffed his face with whatever free food was sitting out on the goddamn table at the time.
Yeah, if the keys are proper, it turns real easy. The only key in my life that was a pain in the ass to turn, my dad had an old Malibu. Do you remember that car? You probably don't.
Was it greenish?
No, that was the Torino he had before that. Malibu was silver with maroon on it. It was like silver hood and roof.
I'm drawing a blank.
I think he got rid of it before we met. The trunk. Like every time you go to open that trunk, you swear to God you're going to snap that goddamn key off because it was so freaking hard. But you had to do it just right, get it just to, and then it would click, and the trunk would open. But every time, I thought it was going to.
That's kind of like trying anal on a person that's nervous. You got to be just gentle enough, use the right amount of lubrication. You can't just spit on the hole and try to ram it in and hope that it covers all of your shaft enough that you don't tear some rectal tissue and have to hear her cry into the pillow. Because nothing ruins a good time like somebody whining about how their butthole hurts as you fuck it.
Yeah. A tip for anal: patience.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get it in there.
It does. But this makes me think of this other guy I used to work with at Menards. I won't use his real name, so we'll call him Rob G.
Rob G. Okay.
So Rob G was dating one of the hottest cashiers at the store, and he was like 8-9 years older than she was. And he was pretty much a failure in life. So he like tripped over backwards into this chick's good graces, and they were going out and they were at his apartment. And he went to do her. They were going to fuck for the first time.
Lucky guy.
Yeah, and she asked him if he had a rubber. I want to paint a picture. Her name was Tasha. Gorgeous face. Tight little body. Perfect amount of tit. Not too much or too little for a petite frame.
Like just a little above a handful?
Just a little under a handful.
So yeah, above, just down. Okay.
And she was just gorgeous. She almost looked like a redheaded Kirsten Dunst.
Ooh, okay. I got a picture in my head.
Yeah. Okay, so she asks him if he's got a condom, and he says no. Game over, man. Game over.
I can go get one.
And then she broke up with him shortly thereafter. They never fucked.
Huh.
He told me that, and then I looked at him like, are you fucking serious? What? Okay. What is down the block from your apartment? I don't know what. Food and fuel. What do they sell at Food and Fuel? I'm like, condoms. He's like,
Food and fuel.
fuck. I'm like, dude, you could have
Is
jogged
that done?
down the street, bought a box of rubbers, jogged back home, put one on, ripped her in half, and probably would have kept going out with her because she would have been pleased with the fact that you were, prepared and broke her off a good piece of dick. It would have made her take her mind off some of your more glaring shortcomings.
I just got to say, in my experience, by the time you run to the store and come back, they're not in the mood anymore.
Bullshit. If she really wanted that D.
Maybe she didn't really want the D, but my experiences, no. I come back and it's like, I'm not in the mood anymore. It's like, oh, you fucking bitch.
Well, first off, condoms. And
Keep
second
30
off,
pack.
Yeah, second off, dude, really? You didn't? Oh no, I don't have any condoms. I wish there were some condoms nearby. Like 150 yards down the street. Literally.
I could run that far and run back and still not be out of breath.
He must have had an off day.
Possibly.
He also had dirt breath.
Oh, God,
That
really?
kind of just like that dirty, almost poopy, like he didn't brush his teeth, even though he did, but somehow he's got the halitosis.
Well, that's what the Listerine is for.
Yeah. Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
And I'm number one fan, Tim.
And that's the end.